Hi, this is Matthew. I was going to do, when I'm recording this, I'd said in a previous video I was going to see about a new box set by The Who out in October. I thought it was Who's Next. No, that came out in 23, but it's Who Are You, which is the last album that featured Keith Moon as a drummer. He died literally 3 weeks after the album came out. Overdosed, what is it on? Can't remember what he overdosed on. Or something. I forget how he died, but I think it was drugs, but not certain. But he died. There's a box set that has that album, the Glenn Johns mix that they rejected apparently. Then there are lots of demos and outtakes and stuff. Then there are various, they did a live thing for the documentary The Kids Are All Right, and it's the performances from that were, I guess, live in the studio. And there's also some North American tour stuff, different songs from a couple different venues. I thought I'd finish track list on Pitchfork, but they only list the main album and not the other albums in the set. I found a track listing. I think this site is in the UK. They seem to specialize in like Dolby Atmos, like surround sound quality Blu-rays, and they have their own also coming out of this album with a few extra things on it. Not on the set. There's apparently the box does have a Blu-ray in it too, but it's a different Blu-ray apparently. So I'm going to read off the Blu-ray they have first, then the box set. Apparently you can bundle it with this new box set can be bundled with this Blu-ray they have. God knows what that costs. I haven't looked to see what that would set somebody back. I won't be. It's not the. I may have to investigate that other Who's Next box at some point. I like that album a lot. I might check this one out on streaming though. That I will probably do. Just I only know Who Are You from the album, and it was number 2 here, charted on the album charts for Billboard. Only Greece knocked it off, and then in the UK it got to number 6. Of course, Who Are You just went everywhere. It is huge and plays all the time. It was in CSI, of course. Let's see, who used... So Won't Go Fooled Again was on... Which CSI was that? Can't think now. Bubba O'Reilly was using another show. I could have told you back at the time in the early 2000s, but my mom watched CSI. But Who Are You was used there, but it's also when they rebooted it in CSI Vegas. It's there also, as it continued on from CSI. So they used the same theme. I want to say that Miami used Bubba O'Reilly, New York used, maybe New York was Won't Get Fooled Again, I forget. If anyone knows in the comments, I've only really watched Vegas. I watched a little bit of CSI. I've never watched the others. They're on Paramount Plus, where those Who themes are. Can be heard there. We'll go through the tracks and stuff and tell you what's on them. I know there's this box. I know there's a 4LP vinyl. There's, I think, just the 2LP, and I know there's a 2 CD version. I don't know if there's a single disc. I probably will stream this. It'll probably sound really good in surround and stuff in my AirPods. I know the Beatles' Red and Blue albums did when they put those out. Oh man, that was a fun night of listening. We'll go through this Blu-ray because it has a few extra things the other ones doesn't. Then I'll go down and read the others. I finally found one that is legible to me easier. Yeah, the Pitchfork article does have them all, but they don't have the disc names, and you have to scroll through a bunch of other junk to get to it on there. Unfortunately, there's some other like stuff that's trending and stuff I just don't care about. This one I had to find. They have like a press release, and they have a bunch of other stuff that you can like also buy. And then further down the page is the stuff I want. Why they didn't put next to the article or the press release they have released, for their Blu-ray and talking about this box set. I don't know, but they didn't. But I found it. Yeah, but I will go here. So it is the, let's see. Who Are You? Steven Wilson Dolby Atmos 5.1 stereo and stereo instrumentals Blu-ray that they have released. And we have, I'll read the album off here, the main album, and then if it comes up again, I won't read it again, but I'll just say that it's the same thing. And the 78 actual stereo mix, which is the only thing that has not been released before, has been released before. All the other stuff is new to this Blu-ray / box set. The main album, though, we have New Song opens it up. Had Enough, 905, I'm assuming. I assume that's how that would be pronounced, not 905 as NVDA says it. Sister Disco, Music Must Change, Trick of the Light, Guitar and Pin, Love Is Coming Down, and Who Are You? And that was the original album. So a very short album, but I know there's some fairly long tracks here. Apparently, Pete Townsend had some very complicated mixes. He, I guess, didn't make an album called Lifehouse, and he didn't. Apparently, that's in the Who's Next stuff too. But I guess decided to do some things with it here. And then the bonus tracks are stereo only on this disc. We have Guitar and Pin, Pete. It just says Pete Vox. They all have asterisks next to them. I'm not what done much. I think those are maybe previous unreleased, perhaps, versions. Love Is Coming Down, alternate take. Who Are You? Lost verse mix. That would be interesting to hear. There's another verse we don't. Interesting. It's a shame I can't stream that stuff. That's sad. Maybe it'll go on YouTube or something, or maybe the Who will put it out somewhere else. We'll see if it's on the other. We'll see if it's on the actual box set Blu-ray and see if maybe this is also on there. We'll see. They claim it's not, but we'll have a look in a few minutes and see. A new song, Pete Vox again. I'm not sure what that means. That was Coming Down orchestra free, so there's no strings. I guess must be strings on that track, and there's no strings on this version, so it's a more stripped down, simplified version of that song. Had Enough orchestra free also. I'm gonna have to check this album out. I didn't know there was any orchestras in this album. I'll have to go play this album now. I'll have to go stream this one. Who Are You? Alternate take, Pete Vox again, it says. Pete Vox. Previously unreleased things here. And that's previously unreleased is the star thing. Here's the track listing for disc 1 is Who Are You, which we've already gone through. Yeah, 7 CDs and a Blu-ray. Yep, for disc 1 is, of course, the Who Are You Remastered, which we already looked at. It's the same. The Glenn Johns mix is a little different, though. I'll read it off. I love Glenn Johns. Interesting, yeah, because Let It Be Beatles box has a mix that they didn't use for his also. There's a few people that apparently did not like his stuff on their albums, and they used somebody else later, but then they are including those mixes anyway. That one is following. Of course, all tracks are unreleased, of course, which makes sense. His opens with New Song, Had Enough, 905, Sister Disco, Trick of the Light, Guitar and Pin, Who Are You? And then, for some reason, that's it. Then we have Trick of the Light single version edit, Guitar and Pin, Glenn Johns alt mix, Who Are You? Glenn Johns single edit. That would be interesting. New Song, Pete vocal, Steven Wilson mix. I think that's the guy that's remixing the whole album anyway. Sister Disco, Lost Guitar mix, Steven Wilson mix. So he's put some of his mixes on the back of Glenn Johns. Had Enough No Orchestra, Steven Wilson mix. Guitar and Pin, Pete guide vocal, Steven Wilson mix. A guide vocal is the vocal that you use to play to record like all the instrumentation. You would have one of those. That way, the guitars, the drums, and everybody knows what to play to, how the song goes, and how it's set up, and where the chorus and things are, so you know where you are. That's what a guide vocal is. Love Is Coming Down, no orchestra, Steven Wilson mix again. Who Are You? Early run through Pete Vox. Steven Wilson mix. That's Pete Townsend. I'm not sure what the Vox means. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Disc 3 is Sessions and Demos. We have Who Are You? Lustrous mix again. Guitar Pin Olympic 78 mix. That Was Coming Down, early run through. I guess they were working the song out. They were okay. Yeah, they did. You record those in case you can salvage something, or just to basically see if you can get through it. You know how it goes. Blah blah blah. Empty Glass session outtake. No Road Romance session outtake. Trigger the Light unused Olympic edit. Of course, it's unreleased before. Who Are You? The clean radio edit, the one they play on the radio. That's kind of cool because you can have both versions. That's kind of that's fun. I've heard both, but that's kind of fun. They've included that on disc 3. If you ever needed that for something, you could go run onto disc 3 and grab that and use that instead of the other one. If you need to use a clean version for something, you could play it for something. 905 John Entwistle demo. Okay, must be one of his songs then. Had enough John Entwistle demo again, so he recorded the demos and say, "Hey guys, look what I've made. Here's what I've got for you." Back on the Road, John Entwistle demo again. Wild Horses, John Entwistle demo. Interesting. Is he covering the Stones there? I'm assuming so. I'll go have to play some of these discs and see. Trigger the Light, John Entwistle demo again. Good Time Coming, John Entwistle demo. Who Are You? John and Serrano's mix from The Kids Are Alright. That was a documentary, which I'm hoping I can find. I kind of want to see that now because they keep referencing it in press material. Disc 4 was Shepherd's 1977. I think this was what they used on the documentary. The Kids Are Alright. So this is what this is. They had a live concert in that. I think I can find that to stream, or at least maybe to purchase on iTunes cheaply. I might grab at some stage, unless I can stream it somewhere. I'm not sure if I can though. We have Who Are You? It's called. Early version recorded live in Toronto in '76, previously unreleased. The Pitchfork one said that was a bootleg. I'm not sure if that's right or not. That is not indicated on this site. The Kids Are Alright. This is stuff from Jefferson Studios. Run, Run, Run. Spoonful with Smokestack Lightning. 2 good blues tunes. I forget who wrote them. I Saw Her Standing There by the Beatles, I'm sure. Instrumental Jam. Who Are You? Knocking Into Shape 1, it says. Who Are You? Knocking It in Shape 2, so they're trying to get it worked out, I'm guessing. Trying to get the final, I'm not sure. Baba O'Reilly was performed. Shaking All Over, which I know the Guess Who did it. I don't know if it's earlier than that. Earliest version I can think of. I'm not sure if it's, unless they did it too. I'm not sure who wrote that, so I can't verify. Bellboy, Won't Get Fooled Again. Barbara Ann, I'm assuming that's the Beach Boys song. That would be interesting to hear the Who rock that up. Which also I know it was an earlier song too. I think I forget who by. And then I got High Stunning's there too again, so we got 2 versions of that one. It'd be fun to hear them do Beatles covers. I may have to check this disc out when it comes out in October. Drowned. And then we go another disc of Shepperton material for disc 5. Baba O'Reilly. Oh, I think this. Oh, this was rehearsals for that, and then at 5, I think, is the actual concert. Perhaps they did to Shepperton. So we have Baba O'Reilly, My Wife, My Generation, Joined Together, Who Are You? Won't Get Fooled Again, Sister Disco was a rehearsal. A tour rehearsal. Music was changed, same thing. Won't Get Fooled Again. Who Are You? So those are all stuff from the Shepperton playing live rehearsals and stuff. Then disc 6 is Live USA 1979. I'm not going to give the venue, so I'll just give the track listing because it's either from okay, yeah, this is much more detailed anyway. We have Substitute, I Can't Explain, Baba O'Reilly, The Punk and the Godfather, Boris the Spider, which is a hilarious song. I'm glad they included that. That's fun. That's a lesser known track. I think it's hysterical. Sister Disco, Behind Blue Eyes, Music Must Change, Drowned, Who Are You? 15, it's called. It's, even though it's track 11, that's funny. It's track 11, but it's called 15. Pinball Wizard, See Me, Feel Me. So that's a good bunch of songs from their career and some of the new tracks. There's the second disc of all that is Long Live Rock, My Generation, I Can See for Miles, Trigger the Light, Sparks, Won't Get Fooled Again, Jam, Take a Fool Like You, it's called. Two slashes there, so two different things. How Can You Do It Alone, Magic Bus, Summertime Blues, Dancing in the Street / Dance It Away, The Real Me. That is awesome. That is a good. That'd be a good concert to hear in '79. That's a good hodgepodge of their career right there up to that point. Then the Blu-ray, their Blu-ray in this box has. Oh, it's all the same stuff, I think, pretty much, from the other Blu-ray. Let me double check it. It's all the Who Are You stuff. And then the bonus tracks are also included. It's basically the same thing except for, what is that, a couple of tracks at the end from that Blu-ray. So there's a couple extra tracks on their version. I think this site is called SDE. Yeah, it looks like it's called SDE. Oh, SuperDeluxeEdition.com, SDE. So they just specialize in super deluxe editions of various albums. Okay, that you can get from them and different Blu-rays and stuff. So if you really want high-end stuff, like go here and like spend a bunch of money on their stuff. Special edition, SuperDeluxeEdition.com if you're interested. Again, SuperDeluxeEdition.com is where I'm getting this info from. That's what a niche thing. I think they're in the UK. Not positive, but yeah, they just added a couple tracks to their Blu-ray. So you basically get the same Blu-ray that they in this box that they have separately with like a slipcase and whatnot, and some extra stuff at the end of it, or whatever, or included. Interesting. So yeah, it's basically the same, except they have like, was it 3 or 4 other things on it. Yeah, that's the box set. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to check some of that out when it comes out. Some of the bonus tracks and lives, and hear the whole album. Which I may hear it anyway. But then I could always hear the remastered stuff after. But I think I could always go pull up the other album and check it out. But yeah, there's some neat stuff on here. That tour stuff alone's pretty cool. I have to say, there's some neat those 2 discs of the '79 North American tour at a couple different venues. It's kind of cool. I know one's in Pontiac, Michigan. I forget where the other one is, where they pulled some tracks from. But yeah, cool stuff. October 31st, the Who Are You box set. I keep wanting to call it Who's Next because I love Who's Next. Heck, I made it. Maybe next time I record, I might go look at that listing, so everybody knows. Since I keep calling it that, that might be for tomorrow. But that's this one. It comes October 31st of 2025. When I record this, it is September 16th of 2025, so it isn't out yet, but it will be. You can pre-order it now at various places like SaberDeluxeEdition.com or Amazon or anywhere that sells music. I don't know if you can pre-add it to streaming services yet. I didn't see it. That's why I was confused. It might be out there now, but it should be available. They usually have all these cool deluxe versions on streaming platforms, so give it a look. If nothing else, the main album, the new remastered album, should at least be there, but they should have others. Maybe they're not as quick to put those up, I don't know for certain, but they usually go up pretty fast, so you might check that day, which I think is I forget what day that is in October, but it's Halloween. But besides that, there's Who album out the same day, so yeah, that is it for now. I think just wanted to let people know that was out there, and I was curious myself to know what was on it, so thought I would look and do a video at the same time. But I will do it for now. I will see you guys in another video.